So yeah, basically pretty kind of a cool morning, really. I mean, where did it open at here? So yeah, the market opened on this candle. It retested this zone. So yeah, pumped it, retested, pumped it, retested. So then we're just kind of chilling out with our long at 118. So I think that's kind of cool. What do you think, Patrick? Is that a cool morning or what? I don't know. I think it's pretty slick myself. Nothing too, and there's no drama yet, right? Nothing that's scaring us. So I don't know. Well, I know, Patrick, but I'm a GAN trader. So if you want, I'll move my stop further, Patrick. Just, uh, no, I know what you're saying, but in practice, GAN to GAN, and I know you're saying that's why it's nice to trade with a couple of micros where you can take off 360, right? And then let the other one trail. I guess you could, trail it to the double bottom. You got to give NQ some room because it's crazy. So yeah, now you make $200 on this trade. I like to give it a little more room though, as it stair stepping. So as it, like I mentioned before, how it does a double top, double bottom, and just kind of grinds up, right? Just kind of stair stepping up, as you guys all know. You guys don't want to tell you stuff you already know. So I just don't like. I mean, yeah. I mean, once in a while it will come back, and I don't get paid, Patrick. Right? It's like pick your poison, right? If your stop's too tight, then you can miss a big move all the way to the next deal again, right? Or if you just get out, you could. I mean, so it depends. What pain do you want? Do you want the pain of missing a move, or do you want the pain of getting stopped at, or of it coming back? Because I mean, it's kind of like, for me, I'd rather have the pain of it going. I mean, the pain for me, if it came back, stopped me out, yeah, that'd suck, right? But I would rather have that pain than to get out and for it to go all the way up to this daily again. Then I'd be like, shit. Like, that's more pain to me than getting stopped out. Now, we're all different, right? That's where this is our own business. And if your pain is, you're like freaking out that, oh man, I got to take profit, then reduce that, right? That's either go to your therapist and work that out, or if that's the trader you are, code it into your strategy, and that's just the trader you are. Once it gets to 50% GAN, you're out, right? For me, I'm a GAN to GAN trader, knowing that some days I won't get paid, and I don't worry about it. That's me, though, right? I'm not saying it doesn't suck. This sucks when it bounces you. If you hit me, I know. I was fighting to see that. If I had one, I have to take your chickens. Yeah, you can't have my chickens, dude. They produce like 10 a day. They're just they're little bastards. They're not very nice chickens, but man, they produce. They're horrible pets. Like I've had other chickens. They're really fun. These chickens are just horrible, horrible animals. They're mean. They peck at me. They're ungrateful. I give them treats and they're just ungrateful little pricks, They jump on each other. They're stupid. When I was a kid, I wasn't. Pigs, yeah, hogs get slaughtered. That's my mental blog I have right now. Yeah, I know what you're saying, dude. I'm not trying to be greedy, but to me, this isn't greed, right? Like, we're following a strategy, right? Greed would be, over leveraging, right? Yeah. I mean, trading lends itself to a lot of negative behaviors naturally, right? Because we can oversize, we can be greedy, we can revenge, we can be frustrated, we can let out some pretty negative emotions in our trading. Versus, if I'm a GAN-to-GAN trader, that's kind of my strategy, right? Like, that's what I mentioned. Like, I won't always get paid on that. I will lose, right? I mean, I might break even per se. I can't lose in this trade, right? Will I get paid the full amount? Like this could reverse any time, right? We all know that. But again, there's days where it goes GAN to GAN. So for me, that would suck. I would rather, again, my suck is, yeah, this sucks if it comes and reverses. But there'll be days it goes GAN to GAN and I'm paid. So you're right. I don't know. That's how I view it. And that's where I'm open to. But that's the beauty of micros. Again, you can have best of both worlds in a way. If you're playing even 5 micros, which isn't that crazy, honestly, 3 or 4, even 3. 3 isn't that crazy. You take off two micros, you made $600, and then you let this one trail, right? So you can kind of have your cake and eat it too to some degree with I think even with minis if you have the right size account. If you're Freddie, and you can do 10 minis. Freddie has a million, right? Freddie has a massive account, so he can do 10 minis here, take off 5, right? So, if you're a Freddie trader, you can do your 10 mini trade, take off 5, you made your 5K, whatever it was, whatever. Yeah, I know what you're saying, dude. I try not over. You're good, dude. And that's where, I mean, who knows, right? Look at this. So we got a double here. Now we have a double here. So we have a kind of a double top here now, right? And did it get to our fib? Well, I think it moved on us a little bit because this price kept pushing up. But we have a double here. And so, yeah, I just have my stop. Again, I'm going to keep my stop below a 4-hour. So that's what I like about the GANs, right? They're really good for entries. They're really good for your stop loss. It's like it's like a good trade manager, right? So it's good for your entries. It's good where you want, where you're okay being wrong, right? And then I think it's pretty good for managing a trade. Now that's where you could, in theory, I guess, to manage the trade, you could switch. You could even for targets. Instead of it being a 4-hour, so let's say not for entry or anything, but you could use the 1 hour. So let's say you did have a 10 minis, right, or whatever. If you're a Freddie trader, as it gets up to this 1 hour, that's a good target, right? So you could use the 1 hour to manage your trade too. That's another idea. So that's the cool thing with these GANs, like you can use the math for targets too. So you can see how it kind of stopped at the 1 hour, double top there, for now anyway. But we're just kind of slowly grinding up, right? It's kind of a cool day, Boring as hell, so that's why you hear me yapping so much. we're not don't do it. But yeah, so you could turn on the 1 hours as a target, right? So if you had 10 minis, take off 5. That's a hell of a day, right? Then you're done. I mean, that's what's so cool about a day like today, is man, what a non-drama day, really. Minus me taking that wrong trade I took, but it bounced off the daily, and now you're kind of done. You likely taken some profit off this 1 hour or whatever, 50% of this daily. Now you took a profit off, right? You're managing the last portion of your trade. Dude, you guys are done, right? Like, you're literally done for the day, right? This is like a perfect GAN day. That bounces off of a daily, and now you're just managing this thing, and as soon as you're stopped out, you're done, right? It's amazing. Stress-free trading, right? You didn't overcomplicate it. And see, now it just keeps grinding up, making a new high here. I don't know. To me, this is the best way to trade, guys, right? It's amazing, right? It's crazy. Of course, look, it bounces right off the 1 hour. Oh, man. Anybody go along, or are you guys all just kind of like just chilling out, or what? Kind of a cool day, though, in a way. I don't mind. Yeah, kind of a slow grind, right? Exactly. It's just a slow. I kind of like that. Like to me, I like that when things are slow, it just kind of just grinding up. Nice, Tony. I love it, dude. That's awesome. Love it. Right? That's a stress-free $200 that you can take off anytime you want. I love it, dude. Good job, Tony. Caution. Yeah, everything's bullish for now. We'll see. Right? Is that the obvious statement? Everything's bullish right now, guys. But we are. It is kind of bouncing off this 1 hour again. But so these are more like. Yeah, it's kind of nice not to have a freaking like last week. The ATR was just. Well, yeah, actually, I could check that real quick. I did that. I added that to the volume. The sad part about this freaking volume indicator, it does take a lot of real estate if you have both of them on. Oops, wrong one. So if you have the metrics, it does take up a lot of real estate. But that's why I have it so you can toggle it on and off. So the current ATR is 43. Is this right, November? Just want to make sure you guys can double check that. Just make sure this isn't wrong. Is the current ATR is at 43? That's kind of nice to have it back. Cool. So I really wanted to have the ATR with the market just so it'd always be there, but I don't know how often we really need to check that. So you can turn this on for a little bit, and then when you don't need it anymore, just turn off the stats, and then you can I just keep on the the regular market bias. And now you can see the orbs switched. So now we have some new cool areas to trade with. Now we're getting some selling pressure here a little bit. It did bounce off the 4 hour or the 1 hour, obviously. But now the orbs changed. So this is kind of cool. Now we're kind of I might switch these back to 4 hour. But that was kind of a cool target though. Right on the money. The GAN went to the 1 hour and just stopped. So that's kind of cool. But we'll see if these orbs are pretty good though. You'll notice that the VWAP's amazing. Thanks to Dean reminding me yesterday. I didn't have my colors on yesterday. These orbs give you another levels to to use. So if same kind of concept. If it breaks, as a trade idea, I'm not going to do it today probably, but if price breaks down below it, right? If price hammered this level and then it retests, then you could look to short underneath here. So same theory, right? It comes up, retests, right? It went up, and so far it's retesting it. We never know 100% what's going to happen, but so far it is retesting this 252 level, but we'll see. You never know. Anything can happen. But yeah, so far it's coming down and retesting the 252, and yeah, there is some selling here, but the sellers still haven't done anything today, right? We made higher high, and yeah, we did double top, but is this add more lines to make your lives miserable? Is this kind of a bull flag, right? I mean, I don't know. We're on a 1 minute chart, so it's hard to. How much confidence do you give in bull flags on such a small time frame? But sometimes they help. Can I add more lines here? I'm gonna add in more stuff to so you guys can't see what the hell's going on. Does that help right there? We'll see here. Can the market hold above? So yeah, really the name of the game right now, at least for now, right? At the moment, can the market hold below this? Can it hold above this lower orb here? So 252 is kind of interesting area. And can we make higher highs, right? That's kind of like the obvious. That'd be kind of cool if we could make a higher high here. Then we have a chance to get we'll see. It's pressing the upper orb here. Well, yeah, Freddie, what do you think of the compass, dude? I mean, you're new here. The compass is freaking amazing, dude. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. I love the compass, man. Yeah, I mean, you being so new, dude, right? I mean, but you're a seasoned trader, so I mean, that's kind of cool. So we're pressing this upper orb here, and that'd be cool. If could we make a new high for today, for at least during the New York session. That's where again, I didn't really feel like there was any high quality shorts. Right, there was no action where price is pushing down, retesting, kind of the a bearish move. Right, it was all pumping up, retesting, pumping up, retesting, pumping up, retesting, pumping up, retesting. So this is kind of like one of my favorite moves where it does this 1, 2, 3. I call this what I call it is, I don't know if it's correct, but it's just what I do it, is like a 1, 2, it goes 2, right? 3. I call this like a complex retracement to a key area. Now, does it always hold? No. But I like seeing that. I like seeing what is that 1, 2, 3 pattern. I don't know why. After I've traded forever, you see this kind of 1, 2, 3 versus you have the 1, 2. 1 and 2s are good. I found the 1, 2, 3s can be really powerful. Right, 1, 2, 3 at a key level can have some pretty good power to them. But that's me. Maybe I'm way wrong there. But I always liked complex retracements. My own version of it, if that's what they are. Maybe I'm seeing ghosts, Man, it didn't really push that high, did it? It just kind of stalled out, but, and Q will put you to sleep and then do something amazing. The second you say, oh shit, this is the most boring market. And then that's like my favorite. Oh, this is so boring. And then all of a sudden, magic. Or sometimes doom, depending on what side of the coin you're on. Usually with GAN magic, but, no one can win every time. And I can hear my chickens now. They're making eggs. Gotta love the clucking sound. It used to be really cool when eggs were expensive, It felt like a high roller. Now eggs are probably back closer to reality, but man, that was fun being a high roller for that fraction of time. I mean, not that I didn't feel bad. People were paying, all that money for eggs. And here I am sitting on too many to count, So it was like a baller for a moment in time, I knew it wouldn't last. Just had to enjoy the moment. So far price cannot get below this, has not got below here, right? It cannot, sorry. That's why I love these orbs. Just another level to help the price action is not turned bearish right yet. It's not. So, is that the obvious statement yet? I like Captain Obvious. Well, that is the beauty, right? You really can be done. Like, seriously, if you caught the bounce off the daily, you don't need to be watching this slow, right? You'd be done. Go, go watch crypto, or I don't know. I don't even know what crypto's up to right now. I don't track it too much. But pretty sweet morning overall, right? Man, what a beautiful bounce off the, just kind of recapping, like what a beautiful bounce off the 118. Now we're just, right, this 118 was just a beautiful entry. Now just kind of waiting. And yeah, ideally I would have had five contracts or six, take off three, make your $900 on micros, and you're freaking done. It's just amazing. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, that's just right. That's where you practice it, though. I practiced this for months, 3 or 4 months, and then you just get more familiar. It's just like anything else. Treat it like a sandbox, right? You're just playing around with intention, of course, right? But yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, usually if I'm hesitant, it's because I'm oversized. If I'm playing a micro, I literally like within reason, like I don't have to fear about anything, right? But yeah, if I'm playing with minis, dude, you're right. I mean, that's definitely gonna be right. Who wants to be wrong when you have 3 or 4 minis on, right? That's brutal. But with the micro, that's the beauty of micros is that really you should not have fear. I mean, again, assuming you've practiced this, you've got really familiar with playing levels. Trading with micros should be really freeing for you. Um, Not discounting your. I'm not saying that we won't have natural hesitation because Freddie, you're totally right, 100%. But when you're trading with, I mean, right? That's what I love about micros. It frees you from being, like you find your level, and you wait. If you're like that's a lot of things we talked about. You can find a level, be a breakout trader, be a retest trader, or be a confirmation trader. So you could be, if you like this level and you wait for like either if you're waiting for a stochastic, RSI, whatever things you're using. I have the deltas, so you can be right if you're a level trader again, breakout trader, retest trader, then a confirmation trader. Like there's 3 ways to do it, or there's more, well, infinite ways, but those are like kind of the 3 main ways. Is what do you want to be, right? They all have the advantages and disadvantages, right? Everything does, right? Breakouts. Sometimes the market will do a false breakout and you get burned, right? Sometimes if you're a confirmation trader, you're going to get in late, so your entry won't be as good. So, right, it's just, and then sometimes the market doesn't retest, so then you'll miss the move. So we all know whatever you're going to do has downsides and upsides, right? So it's just depending. Again, to me, it's all about pain management. Like, really, it's about pain management. I know it's risk management. I look at it more as a mental, because this is a mental game. It's really more about mental pain management, honestly. And that's where you figure out what kind of trader you are. And with that awareness, it helps you because then it's like, okay, well, if I'm a breakout trader, you're going to know the weaknesses of it because you'll know that sometimes the market will be a fake out and you're going to get burned. If you're a retest trader, sometimes the market is going to break and you won't get an entry. And like me, if I'm a GAN trader and it reverses down and takes me out when I didn't get my full GAN, Well, today I didn't get my full pay, right? I only got paid a little bit, or I broke even for the day. But tomorrow, when I go again to again, or the next 2 days, like I will get paid. Like it's going to happen when you're consistent with your what you're doing, you will get paid. It's when you change, right? We all know that if you flip her around too much, you're not going to get paid very well. It's when you're consistent, you get paid really well. Again, not every day, but man, there's certain days you get paid really well for being patient. Like today, I'm not getting paid, and like that's okay with me, right? Because I already said it bounced off this orb, so that's one thing. That's the beauty of these orbs. Like when it bounced that doji, that's like, oh, okay, I'll take some off, and then you leave one on. And right now it's retesting this lower orb again, but it is breaking below it now. So now it's starting to form some bullish, right? Now, I'm not saying to short this yet, but it is breaking below this orb now. But overall, it's still bullish, right? I mean, overall price action is still bullish at the moment. It could flip, obviously, at any moment here. But someone could have seen this came up, came down, retested, came down, retested again. So this could have been a nice retest scalp off this orb, even though I guess the orb didn't technically print until a little later. But still, look at that pump there. So that's where, like, we'll see what happens. I mean, that could be just a fake. Anything could be a fake out at this point, right? Who knows? But someone could have scalped off that, 301 level, and that was a decent scalp, right? If you were fading the move a little bit, knowing that Enki does bounce around. So that's the beauty of this, right? You can adapt it to what, kind of like came down, then retested. So, and now like it came down. Yeah, dude, I'm happy. I mean, good job fading that, dude. That's like that's so cool about this. Like I can see how that's an awesome fade, dude. Good job, man. Good, good call. I mean, market could still go down, but it's nice to take profit, right? That's awesome. 70 bucks. Oh yeah. Hey, money is money, right? Green is green. So yeah, I mean, this move down below the orb was not that strong yet, right? So even though it came down and is kind of retesting it, that wasn't like I mean, it was decent, you know. We'll see. Maybe. I mean, it wasn't like a huge, was holding under net for the moment here, but we shall see. There's a nice little push down. Not that I want to move stops like to lose money, but I want to see if the market can hold above this 4 hour. But it could maybe it's doing a turning point, right? And for me, it did a turning point kind of in no man's land. We're above the VWAP. Um, we'd like to see if this 4 hour will hold. If it doesn't, then this trade will be done. Can this 4 hour 200, nice round number. Well, not quite. Sorry. 203. Close to a round number. So yeah, just playing this, seeing if this 4 hour again can hold. Definitely pushing down pretty good. Probably gonna take it out. Yeah, it could have for sure, Freddie. I mean, um, I don't, who knows, right? I mean, that's the beauty of the market. I mean, can it hold above this 4 hour again? I don't know. We'll see how good Mr. Gann is. Although I would like it to be a daily, not a 4 hour, but 4 hour are still really good levels. And you could use it where if it holds underneath it to go short, but as long as, Mr. Trump doesn't say the T word, you know. Oh man. That's the best. That word is like going to be a trader's dream whenever Trump says tariff. It's just probably the best indicator in the whole freaking, this whole year. Oh, it took me out. Well, as a practice, this could sell off, but as long as if it stays above the 4 hour, um, it could obviously keep selling off. As my trade idea, this is just a practice. Freddie could totally be right. It could drop all the way down to 115. You know what I mean? But as a trade idea, I'm going to stay long of the 4 hour for now, unless until the market proves otherwise. That was a pretty nasty. Well, depending on what it's going to do, we'll know back in time whether this was a nice pullback or as the market is just selling off, right? And so far it's pressing below it. So as a breakout trader, someone could maybe be shorting under the 4 hour, right? But we'll see. We'll see what price it does here. That's where it's nice to be really not playing games where you caught the daily, you took your profit at the 50%, and you're not really dinking around trying to play this. You know what I mean? Like, like you already caught the best trade of the day, and now it's like, so now you either have to wait a little bit, or either take the short. Like Freddie kind of hinted that maybe the market is going to sell down to 115, right? It could. But if price goes back above, just in practice, again, normally it'd be done for the day, right? This is I already caught my daily again, and I was kind of hoping to see if price would stay above it, but maybe it won't. You know, it could just sell off. So I won't. This is where I won't fight a level, right? I already caught the daily, and now it's pressing down on this freaking 4 hour. So that's where a breakout trade would be nice here. But this is where I wouldn't fight it, right? At least as the idea of using it to go long just yet. Definitely a nice so yeah, in the theory, we'll see what it does. It could just if it just keeps on going, then the breakout traders will be good. Or can it come back up and retest it to go back short? But yeah, if you caught that breakout below it, at least for now, again, I like my trade ideas near the dailies if I can, but the 4 hours do give some help. So yeah, I guess the idea, if again, I'm not going to do it right now, we'll see if that could have been a retest. That might have been a good short there, but so far that short below the 4 hours is really good. Freddie might have called it, which would be kind of cool. He was calling it for to get down to the 115. So Freddie's the man. I love it, dude. Good job, Freddie. Look at that, right back down to the daily. So that's kind of cool. Freddie the man, dude. I love it. Didn't get down to the 115 quite yet, but it could. So yeah, what's it gonna do with this daily? It's gonna break it. So far, so holding it. Good job, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, so there's a little practice. I mean, obviously I'm already done because we caught the best trade. So, but if it stays above 118, if it goes below 118, I'll probably sell it. But as in practice, yeah, as long as we don't fight an area, you know. Yeah, I think you called it right on the dot. Good job for you, dude. That's awesome. I love it. You called it. That's amazing. Well, from now on, Freddie will be calling these rooms, man. That's awesome, dude. I love it. That was freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, dude, that was really cool. Good play, dude. So we'll see if this 118 can hold. I love micros. Risking $60 on this, you know. I love micros. And we're close, you know, the VWAP's right there. not quite stacked, but it's pretty close, right? So this zone is a nice zone to scalp along. Now again, that's the beauty of it. We're going right into this 4 hour GAN line here, so you can manage it however you want. It's beautiful. And I think you might just sell off too. I mean, I have no idea, right? Who knows? If it goes under 118, I definitely look to short it. It's definitely building up to do something. You can feel the coil. It wants to do something. And the market just might flip here and just go below those daily. Or you could do so even on a small account, you're risking. They could totally flip here, right? But if you had, yeah, the energy is definitely pressing down here. Looks like it wants to flip here, this 118 for now. I'll have to see this VWAP's going to hold. That's where, yeah, I love catching the good trades, but yeah, just for practice, we'll see if the VWAP will hold. Otherwise, it might be a good time to short this thing. It came all the way down to that VWAP. It's a nice boomerang day, like a ping pong day. VWAP's kind of holding strong for now. So that VWAP was pretty cool. We'll see if it can hold above the VWAP. If not, then call this trade idea north. This could be a bounce retest south, right? This is more of a VWAP trade here, but it is below the daily, so the smart trade is to be probably taking this retest, going short, like it just did, came up and retested the 118. Now we're back down to the VWAP again. So now I'll wait a little bit for just practicing, of course. See if we can stay above this VWAP. If not, no big deal. I do like that retrace off the daily though too. Has a good short opportunity. That's why I love micros. No stress trade. But things might have flipped now, so you can see now it's going below the VWAP, and in practice might be done. I don't know. It's like now the market's really selling off now, right? So it's kind of like, do you want to chase it? I don't know. If you caught the breakout trade off the daily, then you're in good shape, right? So that would have been a nice either breakout, then now it retested that. So that's kind of cool trade there actually, where it breaks down. I retested that. I retested the 118. That's a beautiful short there. I was just practicing out that VWAP for the heck of it. But the market definitely has shifted for sure. Just for now. We'll see. It is cool, everything's below the VWAP, so it's kind of cool. Be nice to see if it could do a retrace. So it's pushing down. Now can I get an entry near the VWAP? But maybe not. It's where if you're a breakout trader, this could be in your favor because it didn't retest. It did retest here briefly, right? So that was probably the best entry on the short, minus if again this was up here and kind of you could have used these orbs. So actually, if you look back, definitely pressing down, it didn't really press down, didn't really re-enter, but so let's kind of see if it holds underneath this VWAP. just a breakout trader. Again, don't follow me or anything. And we're below the VWAP, below the daily, right? So I'd like to see it come back to the VWAP and then short it. Since I missed my the daily, which has been the ideal short. Now, as when you chase, like I mentioned, sometimes you're going to take heat on these we'll see if this VWAP can help us here a little bit. Yeah, so far that's a nice retrace off that VWAP. That's kind of a cool trade there. So yeah, pretty cool. If you miss if you missed the daily short, then you use the compass to help you re-enter. So that was actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's nice to have VWAP kind of sometimes you have a lot of stuff on there, but ideally that's why I love the dailies, right? You're short near the dailies, you get such good entries. Otherwise, if you're really advanced with the compass, you could have been shorting up here, but still you're making good money shorting near this daily. So I'm saying, like, if you go back in time, the dailies are amazing levels to short. And even if you make a mistake when the VWAP's there, trading, like using the VWAP on the compass, but I mean the dailies are so good, right? I mean, you can really minimize your mistakes a lot just using the dailies. The compass does help too, but man, the dailies are the king. So we do have this AI number, and again, this won't be a surprise if it blows past this AI dotted line here, but I don't predict. So I guess we can make this a break-even trade at least. But not a bad trade on just 10 micros, right? That's like one mini basically, I think. A little more room. My entry isn't that great, unfortunately. So it could bounce a little bit here. Well, I mean, this entry is way late, right? I mean, bounced it. Yep. So just on the trade idea again, stays below this VWAP, I'll stay short. Give this a little bit of room. It might come back and bounce me a little bit. Yep, I think it bounced me. So I'll use one more VWAP trade here. And maybe the market will flip, but I'm going to just stay short under this VWAP for now. And look at this market, it's just flipping back north. Oh man. That'd be a heck of a bounce if it bounces there. Gotta love NQ today, man. Look at NQ, man. Oh man. I have to cut this one. It just freaking bounced that AI number. That's this is classic NQ. This is awesome. So now we're north of the VWAP again. This is crazy. So can we stay above this VWAP? Although we might be retesting this daily, so definitely a tricky area. Are we retesting the 18 to come back short? Feels like this could be maybe a retest to come back down, but we'll see. And luckily I'm just in the sandbox now, so just practice trades, you know. Because this definitely is not like A+. I like dailies. But this price action is probably a little trickier than normal. So, see how it's holding that VWAP. So these practice trades are a little trickier today. So now is it holding the VWAP? So it's like, man, NQ is being really fun today. Gotta love NQ. Bounces off that VWAP pretty nicely. Make my entry worse. Nice. Little push down there. So let's see what happens. Bounced it earlier. Nice volume bars. We'll see if I can hold. Might take me out. So yeah, I have such a late entry. So for just practice, I didn't get not at the entry I'd like. I might bounce this thing. We'll see. I'd like to be my entry up here. So yeah, just practicing here. I want to see if I can just keep in this trade here. I would have liked my entry to be near that VWAP. BenQ loves to do that kind of shit, right? It loves to bounce. That's the beauty of micros. You can get a couple snags, no big deal. Kind of holes here. That's the call this like the NQ trauma candle, right? It comes up, you know, you're right, but you might not be in the entry you like, and just, you know, bounces you, right? That's the the trauma candle, as I call it. Oops. If you have good entries, a lot of times you can avoid some of these difficult whipsaws, right? We all experience the whipsaw, and that's the danger of, you know, if you're chasing, or if you're a breakout trader, these whipsaws can get you. Yeah, that's again the beauty of micros, is that, you know, if you take a couple bumps, as long as you don't get too crazy, you're gonna get, you know, you'll be okay. This AI GAN number has been so far kind of a problem, which is kind of cool. I mean, we'll see. It's more of a, not a trigger candle to go long, it's more just a level to watch out for. So we might blow right through it. Which it looks like it might. We'll see though. To the left here. As you're scalping, you definitely can take profit, right? As your trade ideas. This is a pretty good area where price bounced before, but we'll see. Everything, context, everything changes. It's bouncing that level again, so far anyway. It's gonna probably bounce this. Look at that, bounce. So this other, look at this wick right here. Yeah, bounced right off the compass line. It's crazy. So again, don't follow me. I'm just doing for practice. Can we stay below this this VWAP? These freaking wicks, right? It bounces you here, bounces you here. I could keep bouncing. It's the trauma of NQ. If you're chasing, you can get bounced. So you can be right but wrong, right? As we're I'm chasing this. Again, I like my entries to be closer to my levels, not far away from my levels. But you can't always get what you want. But in practice, I like to be, shorting up here or shorting here. Shorting here is you're way far away from where I like to be, entering. Just because of the volatility of NQ can make your life difficult when you're trying to scalp. So as it bounces that, right? So I was in good money before, and then it bounces it. Because NQ loves to bounce. So if it goes above the this VWAP, I'll definitely consider going long again. But as long as the price stays below it, in practice, I'm just going to stay below it. And again, these are not A plus trades. Again, I like to be near dailies, right? Those are my A plus areas to be trading. So, but when you're practicing this, that's why you're kind of aware of what you're doing intentionally. And you can see how choppy this price action is. I like to be trading with clean action. This choppiness is not really from the trade. Hence why when it starts doing this, a lot of times you just call it, you just shut it down until things get, like this is just really not good trading price action right now, right? Where it jolts down, jolts up. If I wasn't in my demo, I probably wouldn't be trading this garbage, because this isn't really good price action. I like clean, boring moves, not jolting. We're not even near a daily. We're not near the VWAP, so this is kind of like a no man's land. But in practice, I'm still short because price is below the VWAP. We're below the daily, so that's why I'm in the short for practice, knowing that it could bounce me. NQ is acting kind of like when it started doing this kind of weird. You can just feel the energy. It's just really weird, jolting. It's just not good, clean moves. This is like the time just to watch, not to trade it. It's how it jolts like this. It's like how it jolts up and down. And now we're right back to the VWAP. So this is a good example of where we get some really clean moves, and then this kind of stuff, really difficult to manage it. So it came right back to that VWAP, which is kind of cool. Came right back to it and stalled. So if it holds it, I'll definitely switch. But for practice, if you can hold that VWAP, then see how it bounced it again. We shall see. If it holds this VWAP, then I'll look to probably switch. But it stays under. So now it's coming north. So now it might be time to switch gears, maybe. What a bounce off that level. So now we're north of the VWAP. I don't know, this is tricky. We're going up to the daily. So this is like Chopville, right? Chop City. So versus the morning, we had some awesome clean moves, and now we're going to this daily. So north of the VWAP, I'll stay north. We are under the daily, but so just for practice, we're above the VWAP, so I'm going to stay north. But who knows, it might retest. This is tricky. This is really tricky price action, actually. Because we're going to this daily, and it could be, this could be a retest. So I'm so glad I'm practicing right now, right? Because this is tough price action. Definitely not like live funded price action. I do like how the VWAP helps. Yeah, it's always good to practice, you know. Definitely, as you look back, you know, you had this nice down, good entry to short, and then it comes up and just blasts right through the, you know, blast through the VWAP. Now we're above the daily, so kind of crazy. Now we're back below the daily. Looks like we retested off the VWAP, so that's kind of cool. Now it's back down. Oh man. NQ, man. Retesting this freaking daily again. Kind of cool now. This daily is providing some resistance, right? So could have been a nice short off that 18 in practice too. It's hard to practice every facet of it. So that could have been a nice bounce to retest. Kind of in this weird range where retest 18, retest the VWAP, where it is really kind of horrible area, right? Be nice for shorts to be short of the VWAP, and then if it breaks 18 to be long, but we're kind of in this choppy in the middle part, right? I mean, it bounced right off that 18 just a minute ago, right? It came right down. That's a lot of ticks there. So yeah, trading this area, chasing this long here, right? Right, and it bounced. Look at it, it bounced it. Yeah, so it would have been honestly it's happening pretty fast to have been short of that 18, right? But man, like I said, this is not time to be live trading at all, right? This is horrible price action. It's fun just to practice, but I mean, it's hitting the 18, bouncing, and now we're back down to the VWAP now. I mean, it's crazy. Definitely not time to trade real money. I go YOLO on I'm just kind of north here because the VWAP, but look at that. So really the trade to, it happened pretty quick, but it bounced up to here and retested it. Man, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like this range right here is, I mean, I'm just practicing north of the VWAP, but man, it's not easy to navigate this kind of stuff. But that's why you practice, and no worries. And right in the middle of this danger zone, you're either chasing, right? This is a crazy middle area. So now it's bouncing it again. Oh man. So yeah, just again, I don't know if I'll go long this now. It's like crazy. It bounced off that daily. So yeah, this is definitely choppy stuff. Minus if you look back in time. Again, your best trades are near the daily. Retested off that 18. So yeah, that freaking VWAP right there. So like good to practice. I don't like to flop around too much. So yeah, it blew through the VWAP. So are you chasing a short now, right? It's like I don't like this. Again, this is not live because I wouldn't do this in live. But now are you chasing this freaking market going south, right? So luckily we're in the sandbox where you can't get hurt, and we're noticing that everything's below the VWAP. It bounces green area before. But like, yeah, happened pretty fast. You really want your entry to be where my stop is, right? Doing some other stuff here, waiting for this thing. The sea is angry again today. So now look at this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be the 6th. Right at 1800. We'll see if we can blow through this number, right? Now we're getting below it. Now we're getting below this thing. So now you just kind of manage it. Will it hold below this blue? Yeah, take care, Freddy. If you come back, I might be done here pretty soon. Just been a nice practice day, you know. Yeah, I'll probably be done here by like 7 minutes or so. Just you know, again, just get bounced around a little bit. But again, that's why you practice, right? And like I kind of mentioned before, when you catch a good clean move up here, you don't really need to do this kind of stuff, right? You just call it a day when like I said before. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow morning. So like earlier, right when we caught that long, like I would have been done. I wouldn't have kept trading this, right? But I just, like I said, to me, this is like in the box trading, no hurt, and you're just practicing the levels, right? And then you can also see how challenging NQ can be, but with micros, you can still come out way ahead if as long as you're not too crazy with it. Yeah, look at this. It's pausing a little bit here, so we shall see. It's just kind of a break retest, you know. That's where Heikenhashi kind of hides it a little bit. It is not coming back above it. It'll probably take me out here. It's bouncing off this cool AI GAN level. Look at that. See, yeah, that's a heck of a bounce, right? That's where, oh, you gotta love NQ. Got to love NQ. So this is a chase. Again, this is total practice, guys. Don't follow me. Just practicing. I don't like to catch bottoms, and it could certainly bounce here. But we're below the VWAP. We're below, but I could easily bounce this. Yeah, dude. No worries, Dean. I'm just practicing here, right? I mean, I already made the, earlier, and now I'm just gonna just watching the market for the next 5 or so. I'll probably get off here. And I mentioned too the well, this time frame 11 market can do some pretty weird stuff. All right, at 11. As it does that little bounce. But yeah, it's interesting price action for so it's bouncing off this compass. So what kind of pattern is this? We got a 1, 2, and then 3 bouncing off this thing. So as a practice long, and again, don't follow, I'm just practicing. Just bouncing off this AI level. We'll see if we can get back to the daily. I don't know. We'll see. This VWAP might be, this could be a nice retest here. I'm just playing it off this green as a practice trade. Definitely needs to get above this VWAP for it to do anything, but because it might not. It needs to get above 70, right? Obviously. If we can get above the VWAP, it might have a chance to get to the daily, but we'll see. Again, I'm just practicing off that AI number. This is like D minus trade here, Or maybe D. So we're hitting the VWAP almost. Right on the money, very close. And then bounced it. Yeah, it came right to the VWAP and just freaking bounced it. Classic. Yeah, dude, take care, man. Bounced the VWAP. It's kind of cool, actually. Needs to get above 70. Oh, look at that candle. Ooh, that was a wicked. That was pretty wicked. Now that was a wick. That's NQ trauma right there. It just comes up and just freaking wicks down. So maybe the VWAP is providing some resistance there. Look at that. Yeah, basically, since it's entered this area, all kind of trickery. This is going to bounce this thing. Look at that. Came right to the VWAP and bounced it. So far, anyway. You can see why a lot of pro traders use that VWAP, man. It's just amazing. Yeah, the play might have been for practicing playing off that VWAP instead of this AI number. But, you know, this is all junk, you know. Horrible price action, at least for now. Eventually something cool will happen. These little jolting moves. I probably should take into practice straight off that VWAP. That would have been. But we're in this really weird range, right? Yeah, that VWAP is being very difficult. Another retest of it, basically. Look at how it just snaps down from it. It's crazy. But it's kind of stair-stepping now a little bit. Yeah, that VWAP's pretty cool. And then these AI number. So that's kind of why I wanted to be. We'll see if this VWAP can hold. I don't know. I guess retesting it again. That's crazy. Yeah, might be we were testing that VWAP. Very likely. Yeah, just took it out. So yeah, practiced along there with the green. It's all right. So now just have to wait maybe, or I don't know, maybe done. Just kind of choppy, right? That's why I like good price action, not this kind of stuff. So it might be done. Yeah, right in the middle of that range here from the if it breaks below the AI number, I'll probably short it again, but just for practice. VWAP's been a good level though. Snapped off it. Can it get above this VWAP? As the market might just sell off, and you know, who knows? Actually, look at the everything's bearish, but I like to see the market get below, 78 for a short. If it comes below here, I definitely want to short it. shop feel so far, anyway. Like the last, oh man, forever. Came down, yeah, we're just chopping away. So yeah, the best thing to do is, yeah, just watch, or don't trade this kind of stuff until it breaks a level. Really, you want to be above 18 to be long, but I'm just playing off this green. Well, it's kind of like a head and shoulders pattern. But this VWAP is being, let's see, one time, two. So this will be the third time. Well, actually, if you count all these. So we'll see. It's testing it again. So, break even trade here. Let's see if it can get above it. If it's going to let me. You're out of here, Patrick. Take care, dude. Yeah, I should probably be out of here pretty soon, actually, but I want to see if this can hold. It might not. Oh, moving my stop. Yeah, I'm going to stick around for a little bit here. I'm just curious, right? Ooh, there's a buy signal. Come on, get above the VWAP. Look at it. Look at it snap down. Look at that VWAP just. Man. Oh, man, that's funny. That is unbelievable. That's actually pretty cool. Look at that. That is freaking. That's actually pretty amazing. Right to the T. That is crazy. And then just straight. Man, what a bounce off that VWAP. Pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, dude. VWAP to, I mean, using the VWAP is amazing. Yeah, it's so far away from it. Now it's below the green line, finally. But look at these nice trades off the VWAP, unbelievable. And now the market's selling off. But I'm not gonna, yeah, interesting price action. I can find out. I'll have to get back to you on that one later, dude. I'll email you. I forgot, it's been so long. I forgot. But I will. Look at that. That WeWap is amazing. Look at that. Unbelievable. The precision of that is freaking amazing. I've coded so much stuff, I've totally forgot. Yeah, dude, it's crazy how precise it is. I know. I usually, yeah, I try not to fight the VWAP, right? It's amazing. I mean, what a beautiful retest to short the 18. Yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful. Helps you go long, helps you go short. So yeah, I mean, is the market just going to sell off, right? Who knows? Totally chasing. It's just kind of cool to watch, though. NQ loves the bounce, but did it finally reveal its hand, what it wants to do? Yeah, so your entry, man, what a, yeah, it's so amazing. Just like I said, I love these. It bounces down, retraces. Man, it's just amazing. That'd be cool to see if it can get down to that 4 hour GAN. I don't know if it will. Got this 4 hour GAN sitting right at this 814. That's kind of cool. So we're gonna get down to this 4 hour. Oops. You know, just apply another chasing trade again, but yeah, it's just cool to see the precision. Can it get down to this 814 number? Pretty awesome. Yeah, you gotta love NQ, man. When it pays you, it pays you. Otherwise, if you fight it, then it pummels you. I had a good practice day though. I mean, that's where he takes off some. Obviously, I mean, this traded pretty late, but just in practice to see if I can get down to this 4 hour GAN line. Well, oh, look at this. This is kind of cool. Oh, actually, no. See the daily down here at 74. With just bouncing around. Yeah, just being quiet because, you know, it's kind of seeing if it can get down to the 4 hour. I don't know if it will or not. So it's bouncing here for whatever reason. I was hoping to get down to that 4 hour, but it might not. I was hoping. Yeah, so total chase trade, just hoping to see if we can get down to this 4 hour, but it might not. It bounced, for whatever reason, it bounced here at this 857. It might not bounce from here. Look at this bounce. Give it a little more room. Let's see. It doesn't matter. It'd be nice to see if it feels like it can get back down to 814, but who knows? That's why I don't love the chase trades, right? You get your good entry and then you might want to bounce this for a bit. I'm just curious, can this get back down to this previous level? That's where having, I don't know, catching retracements. So let's see, we have a break here. So if it retraces to here, or is it going to bounce? This would be the crazy stop, but for market structure, there's a nice little bounce it's doing. A little no man's level bounce, look at that. That's where it can be tricky for people for chasing. That's why I like to be more of a, I like to catch retracements versus chasing them. NQ's little bounces can always make your life fun. Oh, look at that. Oh man. Oh yeah, look at that. So that hit the 4 hour again. Like a money on the freaking dime. On the freaking dime. Look at that. It freaking. That's where you could take in your profit there, right? Man, that just hit the 4 hour and bounce, like, just paused for a second, but. I know it's funny how that retracement, right, was like pretty brutal. And then you get that slam, right? Oh man. I was kind of hoping to see if it could get down to this 4 hour, right? I don't know. I just thought it was interesting more than anything. Playing off the market structure of it, breaking, retesting. Hence why I love to do retests versus tracing. Say that a million times. Just get way better entries off of those retests. And as always wise to dollar cost average. I don't think it's the best way to trade, but depending on your account, if you're treating it like you're building a position, which you have a good area, then versus if you're just mad that it's going against you and you're trying to, I think there's a difference, right? If you're building a position, fine, but if you're just mad that it's you're just trying to fight it, I think there's a difference in dollar cost. Like, it's all context, right? I like that area where it was retesting this break, and especially we have this AI number right here too. So I wanted to stay short, hence why I was kind of like adding to it. But that's where it's kind of cool too. If you had brackets set right at the 4 hour, it might not have got you out. That's where you want to be too tight with. If you do bracket trade, you'd probably have your take profit right. Not probably a little bit above it, right? Because then it would have given you, because it went through it. So if you would have had if you're a bracket trader, you'd have had your take profit right there. At least for like taking off some, then you would have been in, excuse me. But that was kind of a cool, man. I mean, really, it's done exactly what you wanted. Really, if you go back and practice, right? Breakout here, it retested sort of. Breakout blew through this thing, but then if you go on to when it broke this, and what a great retrace, break, retrace here, so right, break, trace, and then what a great so it's always good learning, right? Sometimes we can overthink it, but man, you go back, it's just nice to look at this one, break, retrace, just perfect price action. As far as now, see that cleaned up like all this jaggedy shit that makes you want to go crazy, and then it then it get these nice moves, So that's how it's like the love and hate with NQ. It's definitely nice when you're on the right side of it, when you're knowing the price action, what it's doing. And we have all these cool things to help us. I mean, that VWAP, right? I mean, geez, breaks the VWAP, tests it 3 times. Like, that should be, short, right? Test it 3 times. And then even if you miss that, breaks this cool AI number, retests. So again, look at that. It might bounce off this 4 hour. That's where I'm just holding on to it just for practice. But for people with take profit trader, or if you can't really afford it to come back to you, you want to be out, right? You want to get your profit, But if you're like me, I just see if I can get a daily gain out of this thing. But then I got to look left. So yeah, I mean, it could easily come down to this daily, right? It's been here. It came here 3 o'clock in the morning. It was here. Who knows if it will happen again? But definitely conceivable for it to definitely come down here. I don't know. You don't predict really, but if it can hold this level right here, good chance we can get to this daily, right? So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool overall. Good practice day. Just going again. I mean, yeah, that's why you practice, right, Patrick? Right? I mean, I don't know. You just kind of follow your system, right? Gan to gan, and I know what you're saying though, and that's why if you do micros, you just you know, if you're in 7K on 20. Think about it. I mean, there's a lot of prop firms where doing 20 micros is not that because it's like two minis, right? Yeah, I mean, you could move your stop to the 4 hour, right? So you have a 5K trade. But really, I mean, I trade with 20 micros all the time. So 20 micros is not, that's just two minis, right? That's not crazy, right? That's a nice trade, you know? But yeah, ideally, you take some off at the 4 hour and then you just kind of manage it, right? You don't want to give it all of it back. Wait, you know, I know, dude. I know. It's That's the good and bad. Like, yes, you can make a killing, as you know, but man, if you fight it, minis will destroy you too, right? So, um, but yeah, no, it's crazy. Just two contracts. This is like 2.2 whatever. But either way, it's basically two contracts. Really, it comes down to it to make crazy money, right? Likely going to get 10K on this trade. You know what I mean? I don't predict, but good chance it could get down to this daily. Right? You're going off probabilities. Are you going to fight this? Are you going to try to go long here, trying to pick a bottom here? Or are you going to let it settle? So let's say you miss this. Well, your best thing is just to wait, right? I mean, it could bounce here, right? But probability-wise, looking left. I mean, look right. Look left. It's likely going to hit this daily again, right? That's what's pretty amazing about what we have here. You know what I mean? It's freaking amazing. I mean, this trade is crazy. But, not that crazy. You just trade the levels, right? Like I said, good chance of hitting this daily. So we're at this prime time of the day where, man, this is just nice action. Very clean, just straight down. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. Beautiful price action now, finally, after this garbage up here. So half of it's, fighting the garbage or avoiding it if you can, and then waiting and being patient for those awesome retests. After it kind of reveals its hand, NQ broke this key level and then retested. It's like, okay, you just told us what likely you're going to do, right? Not all the time, but probability-wise, it broke that key level and said, bye-bye, it's over, right? Especially really when it broke down 18, you're like, shit, I should be short up here, right? I'd be up 30K, or right? Can you imagine, Patrick? Like, I should be short here. I just was fighting this a little bit, but it's the right practice, right? But really, in theory, I should have been short, right? Probably right here, right? The stupid VWAP kind of, it's bounced me so many times, but the VWAP, it didn't do much at the VWAP really. I mean, it bounced it, um, but really, I mean, besides the earlier trade I was in, this really was the ideal area to be. So, you do a markup and you learn, right? That's all you can do. It's just, I mean, we got many, many years to do the. Yeah, that's where you turn off the. I know what you're saying, dude, and that's where you turn off what you think and really try to ask yourself what's price doing, not what you're thinking, right? Really ask what is price telling you. Try to get rid of that bias that we have. I fall into that trap too, dude. Right? I'm not saying you know what I mean? I can fight it just like any other person, but I definitely do better when I'm asking the mark, like what are you telling me, right? Versus what I think it's going to do. Yeah, you don't want to ask your mind like, what do I think it's going to do? Ask, what are the levels telling you, right? So part of your markup, and I don't know, I definitely would talk to you. I don't know, that's something that, being an observer of it, right, helps you distance yourself from that bias, right? That's all we can try to do because we're going to have a bias. I mean, it's just, we're humans, right? We're going to, make an assessment. But as you can see, I mean, when it broke that's why I was like, oh yeah. I mean, like, I could have been wrong. It could have bounced here, but when it breaks these levels, it just gives you confidence to know what it's doing, right? So anyway, I gotta let my dog out. I'll be right back. Come here, Alan. Here, buddy. bounce off the daily. Yeah, big move there. But yeah, cool stuff, man. Did it take me out? Yeah, I did. Oh well, all good. Nice trade there. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm out of here too, guys. Thanks for an awesome day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Take care.